Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. This is another episode of The Company. Thank you all for coming in. I hope you had an amazing week. Tonight, we have a pretty good show for you. We're going to talk about a little bit of the Delta virus, going to get into some sports. We're going to get into a little T-Pain rants and stuff and such and things. And got a full house tonight. Got Izzo here, got Rich, got that damn Sosa, got Nick, and me, the great prognosticator, B. Lenny.
Prognosticators.
How about you spell it?
I told you guys that there would not be a Game 7, and nobody listened to me.
Did you say that for real? I don't even remember.
I did.
Keep it.
I did.
Nobody listens to you.
I need to see receipts.
I understand. It's in the chat. It's in the chat. I said it. But
hey, just remember, guys, in your Gmail, you can search the chat easier.
Yeah, hey, man.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, bro. No. If you actually go into chat, it actually has a search button and it's a chat specific.
Yeah, go through Gmail. Let's check those receipts later on Brian.
Yeah.
okay, that's cool.
The Steelers are going to win the Super Bowl.
Because I asked y'all, I said,
yeah, because I got Madden.
I asked y'all, I said, are y'all gonna go anywhere to watch the last game? And all I saw in the chat was, this ain't gonna be the last game. This ain't gonna be the last game.
Oh,
I didn't say that.
I don't remember that no one saying that.
I said I wasn't going nowhere. It was a school night because I'm gonna get drunk.
Congratulations to Giannis and the Bucks.
I'm happy for Giannis.
Shout out to Chris Middleton.
I'm happy for Giannis because, and his brothers already have rings, so now it's like.
Well, no, his other brother got a ring because he's way down the bench.
Yeah,
and the other one played for the Lakers.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But if anybody watched the game, we saw the coronavirus spreading in Milwaukee.
Man,
no kidding.
Yeah, they all got that shit. So
it was very vanilla out there, guys.
Yeah. So, I mean, this is going to be the dog days because I don't think there's really anything to watch until football season starts. Unless
baseball. Who?
Baseball.
I watch baseball, so I'd still be depressed.
Not being disrespectful.
What? I'm just keeping it a stack.
Not you. Well, yeah, you too, because you're a fan. But hey, baseball season about to gear up. I'm trying to tell you, it's going to be a good season.
Okay,
so it's
good and terrible.
You're an ass. Good and terrible.
Sosa's about to leave. He's like, you know what? Fuck it, I'm leaving.
No, I'm just saying, man. I love baseball, but baseball to me just doesn't compete with the NBA playoffs or like NFL or NFL. I'm not huge on NFL anymore, but college football.
That's all I'm saying. Playoffs right around the corner.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I mean.
All right. So what's going on right now is everybody is kind of being real leery and seeing what this Delta virus for the coronavirus is going to do. The Delta variant of the coronavirus is going to do. We've had here in Colombia, I think 900 new cases since Thursday.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And yeah.
Well, I'm happy you made me feel better. I thought you meant today. Okay.
No.
All right.
That's still a lot.
And the numbers are growing. California is. Go ahead.
No. Go on ahead, because I guess I have a question after that. That's all.
No. Go ahead. What's your question?
All right. So here's the thing about it, right? It's like they're saying that these new cases, but the last time I looked at any statistics, they said that 99.5% of all those cases are people who are not vaccinated. So I'm just trying to are we seeing a pattern here? You know,
I know.
See, like 99.5%. I mean, your margin of error is probably 2 to 3%.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
Hey, but I mean, that goes to the tweet that Brian posted in the chat earlier about that dumbass who's in the hospital for COVID. He's like, I'm still not going to get the shot.
Thoughts and prayers.
Tots and prayers. What?
I'm not even going to waste those syllables on him.
No, I'm just trying to get into heaven. That's it.
I don't understand. And the thing that's pissing me off is whenever somebody says something like that, oh, I'm not getting it, they stick that word in there. That's the trigger word for me, and it's agenda. Oh, that's just the agenda. They're just trying to get everybody to take a shot. if getting a shot is the agenda, then yes, there is an agenda. We want you to get the damn shot. But
there is a public health issue associated with this, and I mean, of course, again, to those who are literally of sound mind, who are like, hey, I do not want to get this vaccine because of, I don't know, it's like they have personal reasons, or they're like, hey, this hasn't been around long enough to validate the claims that are. I said, I can respect that, but like, to the point that Brian was making, where it's like there is some sort of like 5G microchip Bill Gates thing. No.
Yeah.
Like, none at all. No.
Yeah, the magnet thing is stupid. The microchip thing is stupid.
I just don't. I think for me, the one that always interests me is that people are always talking about microchips being implanted, but yet you literally walk around with the device as a GPS.
That always confuses me.
Exactly. It's like, I mean,
like you going hiking without your phone or some shit, like they're gonna find you.
You use Google Maps probably within the last 2 days. Like,
nigga, you ain't the Unabomber. You ain't off the grid.
Have you looked at your debit card lately? There is a microchip visible on your debit card.
Right.
And guess what you have on you?
You got like 6 of those.
Guess what you have on you all the time? Oh my god. That's a good point, Brian.
No, I mean,
so
but they don't want to hear that. So
you're not shooting people. You're not doing anything illegal. They're not invading your privacy. What the fuck, man?
Yeah, so I mean, it's just annoying, and the real the thing that really irks me is like, we're never going to stop. We will never get out of this moment. Like, this is where we are until the end of time. It seems like.
Yep. Well, I don't want to sound morbid, but yes.
There we go.
However, to the end of time, I will probably disagree, because if the vaccine is effective enough to prohibit people who are vaccinated from getting deathly ill, and those new cases are pretty much people who are not vaccinated, guess what population of people is going to take out first? So, I mean, to the end of time, I don't necessarily think so. I think, unfortunately, we're going to be it's going to be, if we talk about like the evolution aspect of it, right? So like, survival of the fittest, natural adaptation, or adaptation in general.
Sorry, Rich.
Rich has a very nice way of saying we're going to get rid of some dumbasses.
Natural selection.
I was about to say natural selection. Yeah, that's what Richard is saying. But they're not smart enough to understand what natural selection means. So
Richard's trying to get in heaven too, but fuck that.
I really, it's unfortunate, but it's like, at the same time, like, well, I mean, if 99.5% of all the cases are of people who are not vaccinated, it's kind of like, well, I think we have a pattern here, guys. Yeah.
Juices.
But you know
So
what?
what do you do? I mean, at this point,
truth, man.
Yeah, and at this point, you have the literature out, you have spokesmen, you have people who they know have gotten the shot. Do you
Even
just let these people die out? I mean, should you even allow them to come into the hospitals with it if you know that there's something that could have prevented them from getting that sick?
Come on.
I'm
devil's advocate.
No. I get where you're coming from. Yeah, like, but you got the Hippocratic Oath, right? And the basically says you have to treat people even if they're sick, regardless of how stupid they may be.
Right.
So it's like, and I'm not trying to cross these two issues, because I think they are two totally different problems. But if you think about people who, like, because a lot of things that have started to come out about the year 2020 about how much weight Americans have gained in the last year, where if you look at just like public health in general, there is a ton of information that's about like high blood pressure, diabetes, overeating, all that stuff. And it's like people still choose not to do those things because it requires them to take action in some way. It's like you have the information, but yet you still choose not to do anything with it. And it's not, that doesn't make you inherently a bad person. The difference with those is that it only impacts you. Whereas this, it has the chance to impact several hundred other people in a relatively small period of time.
Right. Because like you said, it's someone's choice if they don't want to get the vaccine. I disagree with that, but it's your choice. But then don't go out there without a mask on.
Correct. Right.
But
Yeah.
you know,
That's I don't know.
We're just tired of humans.
I mean, because you got, I don't know if you guys heard, but Biden and his admin reached out to Fox and was like, hey, could y'all start pushing the right information out and yada yada. And Sean Hannity's ugly ass and all these other motherfuckers.
I forgot all about Sean Hannity since the election.
Yeah, I mean he's no longer relevant anymore.
Yeah.
No, but
I'm sorry, folks.
you know, but they're pushing, you know, you should get your vaccine and yada yada. So, you know what I mean? Like, they're not gonna listen to them.
Yeah. I think a lot of them are confused because I honestly do, because if you the Trump humpers, I think they're confused.
I'm laughing, but I'm laughing
because
you're
they're
right.
screaming like, oh well, we wouldn't have had a vaccine if Trump didn't get it out. Are you going to get the vaccine? No.
Right.
So I'm like, I don't.
That's the one that confuses me.
And
Yeah.
like, why don't you give him credit for the vaccine? Or are you going to take it? No, because the government. Motherfucker, he was the government.
and he took it.
And he took it. And his ugly ass wife.
And what do we say about our community and not the people who? Yeah, what can we say about our community? Because a lot of people don't know what the Tuskegee experiment is,
Right.
and like they'll use all this stuff, but they can't, let's say, you know, articulate those things to anybody. So how can we get them on board? They'll just say they'll pull the government this and I don't trust government that, but they can't really give you an answer. How do we swing around and tell them the benefits for them to understand?
They're in the same boat as the other motherfuckers.
Because I'm not gonna lie, I won't give up on them, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm not trying to tell the Trump person anything because they had enough sense to vote for him. They stupid. So
there has to be a way to show black folk that the vaccines are safe without making it seem like you a car salesman.
I will say it's overselling right now. They're doing too much, which it's coming from a good place. But they're pushing it so hard to where it's like, all right, what y'all doing over here? Why y'all pushing it so hard?
Yeah, because like you said, the Tuskegee thing, there is an inherent mistrust between black folk and the government for good reason. Over the years we've been here, there have been plenty of times we've gotten fucked over, you know, thinking that something was one thing and it was a completely different thing. So this is just another situation where, well, this is a situation where we think is one thing and it's just that, but there's no way to convince people that it's not going to kill them in the future or shorten their lives or whatever. So I honestly don't know how to convince the people in our community that this is good to do or safe to take. And a lot of us do listen. A lot of us still listen to the older people in our community, and you know the older people ain't down with this shit.
Right.
Some are, like in my family, most of the older people have taken it. But a lot of them have been former military. They're worldly. They've kind of been around and traveled to where like they're just not afraid, and they've been further than like down the block and back or to Myrtle Beach. I know that sounds bad, but they've been around. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To where they're okay with doing that thing. So doing like getting a vaccine or, you know, taking other type of medical methods. So I don't know.
Sadly, it's going to be one of those time will tell things. You're like, I took the vaccine 4 years ago. I'm straight.
Yeah.
You know, but here's the thing, so I promise you, in 20 years, even if we would go back, now, you know, 20 years from now, we go back and look at this flashpoint, right? Of, you know, people who took it versus not, we're going to find more than likely that nothing really wasn't. Let me back up. Nothing was really like, let's say 99% of the people who took the vaccine, nothing really ever happened other than the fact that they were immune to the virus itself. You're still going to have those same people that are going to be like, yeah, but they didn't hit the switch yet to like activate your microchip. Like you're still going to have that.
You're right. No, you're right. You're right.
You know, I mean, it's unfortunate, but to be honest, those people, their minds are already made up. There's nothing that you can tell them that's going to make any significant difference in their thoughts. The you know, and Izzo, correct me if I'm wrong, the Tuskegee experiment were they given syphilis, or were they just in a group that the people had it and went untreated?
No, they were giving it.
Giving it to them.
And they didn't tell them, so they couldn't treat it.
Okay, that's what and that's like the key element of why people don't, because I just wanted to make sure that, you know, for the audience, they understood that point, which is why people don't trust the government with this thing, because I get it. But this is the other side of the coin that I've told people regarding the vaccine. If you're really that concerned, honestly, take your zip code, go to the one where there are other people that don't look like you, and get it there.
Or that.
I'm just saying.
And we understand because the government did the same shit to Hispanics. You know, they gave a bunch of Puerto Ricans cancer. So,
what did you say? She got the first shot. Oh yeah, that can definitely happen because you know
that's happened a few times. I've heard. Yeah,
because you haven't gotten the full dosage yet.
Somebody's gotten the first shot and then caught COVID after that.
Yeah,
and
right.
The only reason I brought up the Puerto Rican is because Izzo said I'm not gonna give up on, you know, black people who don't. I'm giving up on all of you motherfuckers. Like if you can't figure it out, then you're in the same boat as the Trump people. You just natural selection. I'm tired of this dumb shit. Like I saw it on Facebook.
Oh, I'm not saying it's not frustrating. It bothers the fuck out of me.
You get your news from Facebook?
Yeah, that bothers me when Facebook is the source of everybody's news. That bothers my soul. Because it's not mine, because I'm never on Facebook unless I'm on the show, like right now.
Social media. Let's just say I saw it on social media. What the fuck, man? Like, I saw it on TV. You don't know how to read? You can't figure shit out for yourself?
Yeah.
Like those people are just they're all the same. They're all the same.
Well, that's the danger. That's the danger of social media and things being passed around on social media. It's delivered to you, and you don't have to do anything except sit down and look at it. Like it's easy. It's DoorDash for news. You know? Yeah. It's just it's always there. You say what?
No, go ahead.
Oh no. It's just always there. So when you have something like the vaccine come out and you know, and they tell you it's this and this and this, first thing people do is just run to the easiest thing to read.
Yeah.
And most of the time it's the headline, not even the story, it's the headline.
Right.
Yeah.
And when you don't read the story, you just read the headline. Could be a fucking parody headline.
Yeah. Like COVID kills baby, but then when you read the story, it talks about a baby deer that was killed by COVID. You know, so people don't.
I gave up on humanity, to be honest with you.
I think we got 500 years. I think after that, that's it. That's our.
I just think
you giving us 500.
I'm giving us 500.
I'll be dead.
I give it more than that. I just think right now that idiots are just loud right now. They're loud. Well, and I don't think there's as many out there as we think. They're just loud because social media gives them an amplification that's just it reaches a bounds it can never reach before.
I think Brian said it best. It's DoorDash for social media. For the news.
That's what it is.
It really is what it is.
You just sit there and you wait.
Fucking Marcus.
Shout out to the snitches on First 48. What?
Marcus watching First 48, I guess. Hey, listen, I said this before, if anything ever happens to me and they do my story on First 48, they ain't caught that nigga yet.
Hey, this is all we're gonna do to Brian. This is all we're gonna do to Brian in First 48. We're gonna turn that AC up, make him cold, and give him a black and mild. He gonna snitch. Hey, you ever notice they turn on the air? They be having their hands in the shirt.
Hell yeah.
Then they give them a cigarette and they snitch. And
They
they
gonna put me in
snitch.
that. They put me in that little room and give me a black but no lighter. I'll turn on you. I'll turn on you for a lighter.
And that might be the last black and mild you smoke for a long
I
time.
know Izzo did that shit, man. Izzo did that shit. He did that shit.
God,
God damn, he did that.
Don't ever do nothing around Brian.
no. He snitched on you with the quickness, man.
Oh my
No.
god.
They keep you away for what? 24 hours?
Mm-hmm. That little room, man. Something about that little room. All right, but that's the COVID stuff, man. Just get the damn shot. That's all. That's all we're asking. Get the shot, wear your mask. Something. Anyway.
But
I do,
what
want
if
to
you were
correct,
like,
I do want to correct one thing, by the way,
Oh,
about the Tuskegee experiment. Actually, I was going through here and looking through this. They actually recruited people that had the disease and some that did not. They were not treated. That was the implication.
Yeah, I knew they
behind it.
weren't treated. With
what
the
about
Yeah.
the ones that didn't have it?
So what now?
So they gave it to the ones that didn't have it?
They didn't give it to them. They never had it.
Oh,
They never had it. So like
It was
you
like
had
for people,
you're right. They had a control group, and then they had a group
Okay,
of guys who did actually have the disease, but they thought they were getting free healthcare, but never were treated. So it's like, so when people say that the government, because that's why what I was trying to figure out, because people always say that it's like the government did something. It's like, well, they lied to these people, hands down. Like
which
that's
is like rule number one.
that
Like,
is
you
that
can't
is
break
the
that one.
issue, right? You know, but you know, regardless, so the trusting element of the government is still an issue, but it's like, let's make sure we get our facts straight with that thing. It's like they didn't give it to them. What happened is they were said that they were going to be treated for the disease, and the whole purpose of it was to observe syphilis completely untreated in the, you know, in its natural environment, which is, you know, fucking heinous in and of itself. So anyway, so yeah, just wanted to make sure I cleared that up before we move on.
Yeah, on the spot correction.
Boosh. Right.
Oh, side topic. Bezos went to the space in a rocket that looked like a dick. That's what
Nobody
everybody
fucking.
heard.
You cut Bezos?
Was
I
it
thought you
Bezos?
said
Who was
ye-
that?
Bezos. I thought you were talking about yourself.
Oh,
I was like, when did you get on a dick rocket? That's just
Oh,
That's what I thought.
Pause. Just get out the way. Pause.
where I can't turn my camera thing off. I don't know how to do it.
you hang up.
I forgot how to do it.
Nigga, hang up.
I
Why we
figured
can't
it
have
out.
nice things.
I
at
figured it
all.
out and then forgot that quick.
I legit thought Brian was talking in third person
Yeah, I
until
was
he
like,
said
wait,
Dick
who-
Rocket. I was like, oh, he
like,
meant
Bezos.
Bezos.
Oh, okay.
I
Hey,
did
Bezos-
hear. Now Bezos was the second one to go, right?
Yeah, it was
Now,
the dude
and
from
he was
Virgin.
the one. Was he the one who had the kid with him?
yeah.
Yes.
Now I heard that was Ashton Kutcher's seat.
Yeah,
But Ashton-
Mila Kunis didn't want his ass to go.
yeah, she didn't want him to go,
Mhm.
so he.
You sent somebody's child instead.
Yeah. 18 years old.
Sacrificial lamb, you.
I'm gonna be good tonight.
I ain't gonna lie, I don't know. Mila Kunis asked me not to go. I'm like, okay, babe, I ain't going no way.
Hey, what was it? 48 million to go up and come down.
Up, down.
Well, it was a dick rocket, so I mean.
Oh my god. Log off.
No way.
Hey, look,
Hey,
Nikki even
yeah.
said it. Look, Nikki
the
even said,
camera
she said that was the first thing people noticed.
Mhm.
The rocket looked like a dick. But yeah, it was
Yeah.
Ashton Kutcher's seat. Mila didn't want him to go, so then I don't know if he sold it to the kid or the kid was just like the runner up
It's
in
peak
the auction.
America.
and then got chance. I think he paid $2.8 million or something like that to go.
What?
Yeah,
Peak
parent.
America. Peak America.
because you
No,
can.
man. It's like, in one hand, it's like the technological achievement of just the fact that, you know, you have literal private business saying that they want to like do this space thing. On the
Mhm.
flip side of that, you have a private business saying they're trying to do the space thing. And we all know what that means is like, we can make some money out of this because they're not going to do something for the sake of just doing it.
No,
Like-
no, he didn't do that for the thrill.
No.
No, he did that because he know he can sell seats for $2.8 million.
Right. Or a new travel venture, some new I don't know. I'm trying to think of like what kind of crazy you could do with being able to go to
That's
space.
easy. Fucking
Yeah.
a honeymoon in space.
I mean, like well, did y'all see the movie Elysium?
No.
Yeah,
No.
I did.
I know
Okay.
the premise.
So that was a thing in the movie where like all the rich people lived in space pretty much.
United
Mhm.
States of space.
So so I kind of wonder if this is like the
What?
first step.
It might be,
Uh,
but I mean,
if
I
they
think
can
we-
figure out how to
what was that?
sustain it, go ahead.
what was that Schwarzenegger movie in the 80s?
Total
They were-
Recall?
Total
Recall
Recall.
or the Running
Yeah.
Man? Which one?
No, it was Total Recall, and they was
Okay.
in space. They went to Mars. Same shit, you know.
Right. Yeah. I mean,
This is the first step. This is the first step. They're gonna see they shoot the rocket up, let it come back down. Then they try to figure out how to have it stay in orbit, just slightly above, the ground, and that's where people are gonna start spending vacation and all this other shit. And yeah, so it's gonna
Hey,
be like
baby.
these.
Hey, baby, I brought you to the moon.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
they just trying to leave us. That's fine.
That's fine.
As funny as you say, I think you're right.
No,
Yeah.
they are.
Yeah, they're trying to leave us. So yeah, my poor ass is gonna be right here on Earth. Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna be right down here.
You
Chilling.
motherfucker.
That's exactly what the plot of Elysium was.
Exactly. And we were down here where they threw their trash.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so let's talk about a little bit of hip hop here. T-Pain
Oh.
lost his shit last week
Mhm.
and he gave his he addressed hip hop. So I don't know what triggered him, but I think he was on a Twitch or whatever. Was it a Twitch he was doing?
Yeah. I
It
think
was a
so.
Twitch. And for anybody that's in the Facebook chat, I put the link in the chat.
Yeah. So he was on his Twitch, and I guess he keeps getting music from people. Hey, listen to my music. Of course, it's T-Pain. Who's not going to send him his music? But he's noticed that he's been getting the same kind of music, the same sound. So he went off on a rant saying he's tired of the same shit. Do something different. Stop trying to sound like other people. Stop sending him the same cadence. Just he wants something different. Now he did say he's like, if you don't like what I'm saying, give it to somebody else. They'll make you rich. Blah blah blah. He said he's not going to do that music. So what did you think about it, Izzo?
Oh, real quick to add on, he said everybody trying to sound like Lil Baby, the Baby. He said Little Uzi Vert. He said Lil Yachty, but I don't think he was talking about people sounding like Lil Yachty, but he was just referencing the Lils and the Babies.
Mm-hmm.
What I took from it is, and he made a good point towards the end. Right now, I might be confused with something else I watched, but right now we're at a point in music where everybody wants to sound the same to be in the mix. While back in the day, you might have had elements of the same, but back in the day, it was everybody strive to sound different. We're in a weird place right now. Like, when did it come to the place where everybody sounded the same?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know if we've ever really been in that place now. Like, maybe in the 50s and the 60s where they did it a lot, but other than that, I don't know a time frame where everything tried to sound the same. It's weird. It's weird. The 50s and 60s was like the beginning of the music industry. And then like the late 60s was experimental. The 70s was just everything.
Yeah.
The 80s kind of had a sound, but the 80s had a lot of different sounds at the same time. 90s had a lot. Early 2000s, but now we're just at a it's the same shit.
Let me interject with
dangerous.
this. Let me interject with this. I agree with he's not wrong what he's saying. Do you think he should be the one to say this though?
Yeah, I think he can. I think he
At
has
one
right.
point, people were criticizing him for killing hip hop.
But what's funny is all those motherfuckers went and did the same thing he did. Auto-tune is still a thing now.
I'm not saying he's wrong. I'm not
Right.
knocking it. But I'm just saying, is he the? It's just be another option out
Well,
there.
Think about it like this: T-Pain
documentary.
T-Pain did exactly what he wants people to do. He came out with something different.
Right.
Did he
Dude.
really? Roger. He pretty much copied Roger T.
Thank you.
Ah,
He really did.
yeah.
The difference is the vocoder and the auto-tune's a program.
It's a little different. And then
Mhm.
everybody wanted to jump on the T-Pain bandwagon, have him produce their tracks or have him sample, do a single. They copied his sound. I'm just saying. So again, I'm not saying whether it's right or wrong. I'm just wondering again, is he the right person to be the spokesperson for this rant? I don't know.
It's
I just wanted to
what
throw that
she
out.
said. There's a lot of kids who listen to a lot of these 90s music.
Mhm.
Because, and also I saw something else. It was in another interview I saw, not with him, but somebody else, but they referenced T-Pain. They said, it was a very good ass point. They said, so many people, and it's a thing we do. Let's say you're going to somebody's house, you're having a get together, you put on the music you think people like. 9 times out of 10, you don't give a fuck about it. And the problem is a lot of people do that thinking we like it when we really don't give a fuck. It's just what we think is popular among us. But then they said by yourself, you listen to this, and then it's like you have a conversation like, you really like it? It's like, no, not really. Oh shit. He said that happens so much, and that's where we're at. Everybody's trying to be cool with everybody, listen to stuff. But I've noticed when I'm around people who say they like this, I'm like, but you're listening to a J. Cole or you're listening to Tyler. You're not over here listening to Playboy Cardi, even though that he's like popular now. You're not listening to NBA Youngboy. But like, why do they claim to like it when y'all really don't play it when you're among yourself?
Yeah. And that's why we are, like you said, like that's why we're in a position we are now. Because everybody just doesn't want to be the uncomfortable person playing something that they don't think everybody wants to hear.
I'll do it in a heartbeat in public.
Nobody wants to hear that shit.
You know what? If it's my house, they can just leave.
Nigga looked at the camera so serious. It's my house.
He did.
You can go.
Get the fuck out.
You gonna play something different? No. Oh, what are you gonna say? You need to play some different music. All right. Well,
Go in your car.
Yeah. Go to your car. Power up your radio.
Marcus, I'm the same way. I know his name, but yet I have not a clue what song he's at.
Because you motherfuckers are in your mid 30s, and there's a generation.
I'm late 30s. I appreciate it though.
There's a generation of 13 to 28-year-olds that are, pushing that music. It's just what it is.
Right.
Yeah.
That's true, but will their music, let's say RIP DMX, that was 98, 99, right? That's 23 years ago. Where are we at? So in 2045, will we go back and listen to, let's say, an NBA Youngboy, like, man, that nigga was hitting, blah, blah, blah.
But
No. That's true. But guess there's a lot of people back then that might have been popular for a minute, but ain't nobody running around saying, remember that song by Drama? Nobody says that anymore.
Marcus does.
You talking about left, right, left?
Left, right.
Yeah. Forward march.
Just saying, like some people have just came in with.
You're right.
No.
So who's going to be the diamond in the rough that's going to be not popular, but not we, but let's say the kids will remember at that point, 23, 24, 25 years from now.
I don't know. I can't tell you who has a staying power now. I have no idea.
That's hard. That's hard to say.
I think I don't even know about the baby. I think Lil Baby will, just because he puts out so many damn songs. I don't like him at all, but the amount of product he has, I think will get him there. The baby to me sounds exactly the same now again, unfortunately.
So you're saying they're doing quantity over quality, obviously.
I think so.
Like No Limit did.
I'm about to say No Limit.
I think so. Because remember we would go a time think about somebody who's still like he's easily top 2, top 3 rapper, Kendrick. Kendrick takes breaks between albums.
Oh yeah.
And yet when this album drop, it'll be the most popular thing for 6 months.
most
Ain't no
Right.
problem. He ain't got to be on every
good
song.
artists do though.
J. Cole, for the most part, he's on more songs than he used to be, but he's still not on a ton.
Like I
It makes
didn't.
you have build anticipation for them.
Mm-hmm.
Have
Right.
time away. I'm not a big fan of someone dropping albums every year. It's like, okay, I need a little bit.
Yeah, I need a break to breathe.
Yeah.
Well,
Let us miss you.
with I don't know if you guys saw the Scarface Drink Champs. That was pretty.
Yeah, I
good.
watched the entire thing.
It was great.
Except for the Republican thing, I kind of got lost. I got what he's saying, but some things I'm
No.
like, I don't agree with that.
well, let's talk about that real quick. So, if you don't know, Scarface from the hood, blah blah blah. He says he has conservative values,
Which is
I-
okay. I have no problem with that.
I don't have a problem with that. But when you
Yeah.
said, "I don't want to pay
Yes.
for your insurance, I don't want to do this,"
Yeah, that's where he
you wanna-
lost me.
but you want to take care of the community. Like,
Yeah, that's what exactly. That's helping take care of the community. He was
Mm,
never
yeah.
didn't have access to anything.
right. I'm the type that said, "Fuck the community," but
Oh.
he's the type to be like,
Mm-hmm.
"I want to go help my community, but I don't want to pay for your insurance." That's
So you
what he-
didn't like the same. So I knew you were going to hit that. That bothered me too. And I'm like,
I was like, I love him as an artist, and I
but I'm
think
like,
he's
our community is the
a
one who
great
needs that the
voice.
most.
I think he's a great voice, but it didn't go together. And I wanted to comment on the YouTube video, but I was like, ain't nobody gonna respond to me. So I was like, but it was like, how do you can't? Can anybody you motherfuckers are intelligent? Can you explain? Does that make sense? Because Izzo's saying it doesn't, but is there
It doesn't. What you mean?
It doesn't make sense.
Like that
you
position.
can't put both together.
No,
It doesn't. To say him to serve his community, and that's one of the things the community is outwardly crying for that we need help on, because a lot of us don't get placed in jobs where we have access to healthcare because
Right.
people are unfortunately prejudging us, and not say being racist, but prejudging us either by name, or we hit a ceiling to where we have the same credentials as, like, let's say this Anglo-Saxon individual. Well, we don't have access to those things to take our family through through our job to get insurance. That's why we need kind of like some type of universal healthcare in some sort.
Out of curiosity, since I didn't hear
And
that,
that's not
did he
socialism.
say,
It's
did
not
he-
to me.
Did he say how he would help the community? Like, what's
Of
his,
course not. No.
Okay.
No one does.
He didn't go into all that.
Yeah,
okay.
no one does.
All right,
I
Rich.
just want to make sure.
That's a bumper sticker, man. Nobody has the real answer. I want to help the community.
Mhm.
Now I said
But,
it.
I mean-
I don't have to say it again.
Exactly.
That's like how Diddy's been posting like little bullshit
Oh,
activists.
yeah, he's
But
annoying.
You were the black capitalist in the 90s, and your whole roster is fucked up, and you didn't help not one
Like
of
fucked up beyond recognition.
them. So
Fubar.
It's like-
Yep.
Jesus Christ.
there's a balance, and there's no balance what you're talking.
Right. It's hard. It's really, really, and I'm not saying it's kind of I'm trying to find the way to like make it make sense, right? Because it's like you say something like, all right, well, I mean, to your point, Brian, like like you say you want to help your community, right? But then you're like, I don't want to pay for this, but you literally have access to capital that these people don't. So explain like what other resource are you able to contribute? Because even in that same vein, it's like if you're like, well, you don't want to pay for insurance, okay, cool. Then are you trying to help with education costs? Are you trying to help with infrastructure within that area? Are you looking at ways to actually bring better food options to the community so they have better health? So then they
Where
can
it's
have
not
better,
food deserts. It's
right?
like-
You know, it's like
we're having so many
Broad
black
River.
communities.
And
Yeah, absolutely.
to be fair, Drink Champs isn't that forum where they're gonna touch that.
correct.
But it's something
Right.
that made me and you think. As soon as you went
Right.
right to what I had a problem with on that.
And I was like, I love him as an artist. I love him. He's in my top 5.
Mhm.
But dude, I know where you came from.
Right.
Like I've seen it. Like I haven't lived it, obviously, because I'm not from Houston, nowhere near. But I've seen it. Dude, what the fuck, man? Like you talk about it in every fucking one of your songs,
That
Yeah.
same community supported him.
but you're not
Right.
Thank you. But you're not you're not gonna flip that back. Like everybody needs Medicare, Medicaid. Everybody needs insurance, some kind of insurance. You know what fucking diabetes medicine costs nowadays?
You know, what's even funnier about that is that, you know, we're talking about like the medical cost of things, but the reality of it is that America has some of the highest cost of medical care in the world.
Yep.
So it's like it's kind of like it's this weird cycle of things. Like we need insurance to help pay for the medical costs that are inflated because of the people giving the care, which then
Very
you know,
good point, Richard.
so it's like it's this weird cycle that we're staying in just because people want to make money.
You remember Lethal Weapon 4? $10 for a fucking aspirin.
Oh shit!
Yes,
I
sir.
forgot about that.
But no, to be fair, man, because I remember, you know, when my brother was in hospital, I remember seeing the medical bill, and you would look at how they itemized every single thing. Like you'd be like some gauze, it's like $30. I'm like, I could literally go to CVS and this is like $2. Like how?
And they can't make that cost make sense. You can't say, you know, these gauze are $30 and tell me why. Like, tell me why these gauze are $30. I guarantee you these same gauze are $2.50 at Walgreens.
Correct.
Wait. Yeah. Don't wait. I got shot. Don't pass me up. Mommy, go to Walgreens real quick. Bring that shit back.
Yeah. But I think medical costs is just something that we would have to do a 4-hour show on just because it doesn't make sense.
That's just America. That's the price of living in America. That's one of them.
But I think that's one thing we have learned over the last year and a half is that this country is built on greed, and there's really no way around it. You just got to learn how to maneuver the greed to work in your favor.
Yeah.
American exceptionalism is it's a thing.
Shit, man.
Yeah. Everything that you do impacts somebody in a boardroom, and if it impacts them negatively, then they're gonna crush that shit quickly.
We got sidetracked, and I apologize, but to bring it back, on the Scarface podcast with Drink Champs, he said, "I used to do albums." It's something to this, and Israel could probably clarify better. He said, "We used to do albums, but all they do is drop songs every now and then now, and there's a difference." He's like, "I couldn't fathom not dropping an album. These motherfuckers are dropping singles left and right."
And I'm happy you said that, because the thing is, man, like I like songs, but like it's nothing better than a day an album comes out, you listen to it, and you be like, man, that motherfucker hitting, and you play it for weeks, coming to months, it comes 3 months, you be like, that's what I'm talking about. A song is not going to last me but 2 weeks, man.
Because you were talking about Tyler.
Because
you was talking about Tyler not too long ago.
Oh, I love that album. That's how the Creator album is my shit right now.
I need to listen to that one.
I think all of y'all would probably like it.
Well, you know, the music industry is different. You don't need albums anymore. I mean, and it's just the way it is.
Correct.
And it's all so she was a big word.
Oh shit, Joe D. Pasquale in the spot. Oh, Joe is alive. I gotta tell people Joe is alive.
Damn.
Everything's off streams. Everything's off streams. You see hip hop artists pop out of nowhere with paper, just money coming out of their ass, and walk around with the stack of dollars on their phone, on their ear, like a phone. Where the hell did they get the money? So they don't need the public anymore, because the record label is fronting them this money.
Which is, if you take that money, invest it.
So they don't have to be creative, and they don't have to do anything that's going to that we're gonna like or feel, because as long as the record label now is happy with what they're doing, then they're fine. They're on top of the world, and they're gonna get their Grammys, and they're gonna get their awards, and they're gonna of course be hip hop so and so of the
And
decade.
remember what he said, all that shit can be bought. Unfortunately,
it's all bought now. Yeah, it is all bought.
He
now.
said streams can be bought. We know, like streams can be. He said all that stuff can be bought.
And the reason why hip hop was so diverse in the early 90s, late 90s, and early 2000s because it was still up to the public for as far as what was put out and what we liked, because they had to make us happy. They don't have to make us happy.
I don't know, man. The radio. Another thing that Scarface said was "fuck the radio." I agree. I've been saying "fuck the radio" for a long time. It's the people, the music directors, I guess the music directors of a certain station want to play.
Yeah, radio is not running stuff as much. It is running to a certain extent. This might sound very crazy, but I've noticed TikTok is running a lot of radio right now.
TikTok is about to run the fucking.
It's crazy. But my thing is, if I hear it on TikTok all day, what the fuck makes me want to think I want to listen to the radio all day? I can't put two and two together there. That doesn't make sense to me.
And then back to the album thing, like you like the song on TikTok and they play it on the radio, you want to go buy an album and there is no album.
Right.
That's the problem.
You don't, I mean, if you think about that too, right? Because like you technically, for the most part, even buying a single track isn't really a thing anymore.
No,
because most people have like either YouTube Music or Apple Music, and that's how you get your stream or your download, right? Effectively it's in your library, but you don't own it. So like to put it back to where we were talking about with albums and streams or whatever, right? You can throw a song out and it takes little to no effort, because I know y'all have mentioned staying power, but you don't have to do the work to create a full concept. Whereas when you're talking about like an album, like that actually has to flow from front to back, right?
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, how many albums can you think of, or off the top of your head, that you can play front to back and not fast forward, minus skits?
Right. Okay.
Oh yeah, it's a fair amount.
There's a fair amount,
but
recent, like in recent years,
well, some of it be the 90s or late 80s.
I'm not someone that can talk about music now, so
that Tyler one was probably the first one in a couple years for me.
A couple years.
I mean, skip wise, yeah. And this might be a reason, because I'm from the mixtape age too. And he used DJ Drama, so it meshed so well. And he always dropped the name of his album in a different sound between tracks, and it's kind of like, nigga, to where you always knew what you were listening to. And yet it sounded different through the whole album. Nothing sounds the same, but yet it meshed. I'm like, that was unique. And that's what you say. People have to sound different. Because like I can go on Instagram right now, follow people who just randomly are celebrities for no reason. Like, they look cute. I'm going to follow them. She's cute. And like they got a single. I'll click on the single. It sounds like everything else a woman puts out. I'm like... you're missing the point.
You're missing the point. But what I think Brian said this in the beginning. What made him say this though? I still don't understand what made him say that. Because
we're at a point right now. Well, he's getting music to sound the same. People aren't trying to be outside the box.
Oh, okay.
Like think about this. Like R&B, like D'Angelo came out 94, 95 on the tail end of probably at the end of New Jack Swing was over. But when he came out, it sounded like something an older person would listen to, but yet it felt new at the same time. Like older people like it, us younger people like it. It was soulful.
Yeah.
And yet, guess what? Like about 3 years later, the Barefoot, the neo soul shit came in. It's kind of like, damn, that nigga hit that shit like 3 years ahead of the time. Like, I don't think we have anything like that. Like, Kanye annoys me right now, but Kanye was like, I say in the last 15 years, really like the only person who would sound different all the time.
I just want to
I do agree about Kanye now. Up until I stopped listening to him, he took chances that a lot of people would not do.
Correct, and I always appreciated that.
Even we talked about Auto-Tune earlier. Even the Auto-Tune album, he took a chance.
It's on 808.
I liked it.
I will say I did not like that album. People say that's one of their favorites. I didn't get it.
don't.
I actually don't mind it, but I appreciate that he took a chance. He told a consistent story with that album. Like whether you
Right.
like it, different.
I'll give that. That's fine. It's just not
Yeah.
for me to listen to sonically, but
get
I can't knock that. Like
It's the acquired
he
taste.
does pieces of work, and that's
Yeah.
what I appreciate about him.
Yes.
Always have.
Now Yeezus was a piece of shit, but we won't go there.
I liked Jesus. I'm one of the few.
Boo.
No.
Well, respect.
Well, did you guys like his album?
Huh?
His last one that came out?
I have a look.
I didn't
I
listen to
listened-
the last two.
I stopped listening to him after Yeezus, so I don't. know.
Pablo was the
Did he-
last one I listened to,
Did he
and I
drop
liked
one
it.
last
too.
week?
No, it's not out yet. They're listening.
Yeah.
They're doing a
Oh,
listening
okay.
party
On
thing
the-
tonight.
Mm-mm.
Everybody
So,
keeps
how much
saying
time
it
you talk
sounds good. I'll listen to it, but I'm not excited until I listen to it. He just pissed me off on several levels.
I mean, I don't understand how. Wait. Let me backtrack. I do understand how people can still be fans of him with all the dumb shit he said in the last 5 years.
He
I
ain't
get
pissed on nobody or raped nobody, so I get it.
Right.
So that's why, because I was about to call, right. I was about to call Marcus out. So
Well,
I get it.
pedophile and rape. It's not
But
Oh boy.
he still shit on his own race, which
yeah, that bothered to me to my core. That's hard one to get me
so
back
I couldn't
on.
support him. There's no way I could support him. If he was of my race, I'm not fucking with you at all. Period. That's just me. But
I'm happy you said that real quick, Sosa. And I'm not gonna lie. The people who ran back so fast when they heard he had an album, when you look on social media, it pissed me off because it's
Yeah.
people ask me, I'm like, I was like, I probably will, but I don't have the excitement like I used to. Like when it comes to black people, I ride for black people like I ride for no other thing on earth because I don't think we got our fair shot and we deserve it. So like the way he just dismissed us to kiss the feet of somebody who's a racist piece of shit bothered me to my core, and that's hard to forgive.
If I see a person of color walking around with Yeezys, I want to step on them.
I hate those shoes anyway.
Those are
I don't
ugly
like
shoes.
any of them.
But the people who are wearing them love them, and I'm like, you know what? Let me go stand on this mud real quick and rub my shit apart.
Whoa. So I don't know how y'all got on
can't-
this. And
Motherfucker.
so
But
okay.
Why are you
So
supporting this?
Oh, we got to fill Brian in on how we got here because he stepped away.
Brian, you shouldn't have left. So just catch up.
well, let me ask you this.
I'm just playing, I'm just playing.
Well, let
Hey,
me
you
ask
can
this.
mute
Let me
him,
ask
you
this. Okay. So this album Kanye got coming out, and if this is what y'all are talking about, I'm sorry, but this album that Kanye got coming out is supposed to be very passionate and very heartfelt. Hey, Milo. And
Milo.
it's supposed to be like old Yeezy, and it's supposed to be amazing. Now, for hip hop's sake, to hear a hip hop album, you are still not going to listen to it because of how you feel personally about Kanye?
I said I probably will listen to it because I love hip hop
Well,
enough.
I'm the wrong
get-
person because I stopped listening to Kanye prior to that, so I'm the wrong person to ask that.
He said Yeezus was the last thing he listened to.
Yeah.
The last thing I listened to was Pablo, and that's the
Mhm.
album after Yeezus.
I can give that credit to like people like Izzo. Be like, you know what? I'm not excited. I'm gonna listen to it, but I'm not excited. But these people who you heard him say slavery was a choice,
There you
And
go.
y'all-
This is how we got to it. Mhm.
y'all are back on his dick.
They
Why?
just, oh my God, and I'm like,
Right.
fam,
No,
like he
get the fuck
shitted
out of
on
here.
us, fam. He
Get the
shitted on
fuck
us.
out of here.
But
It's
is that
really-
but that's black culture. We are the forgiving
It
people.
doesn't
We forgive
matter.
you, and we welcome you back to the cookout with open arms. Oh, well, I guess Rich is
I'm
not.
not that.
Thank you, Rich.
Hey, you know,
It's
because I can
Same
say
thing. It's just like with
I can
OJ
say
Simpson. Same thing. He wanted forgiveness, and then some people kind of forgave him. I didn't, but
I don't have to forgive OJ. He ain't black. He's OJ.
well, that's all.
but it's
Rich came back and he left.
listen. You know the funny thing is
Oh,
because you can
God.
say the same thing for us. Hey, so Ted Cruz, Mark Rubio gonna have a party. You going? Fuck them.
Yeah.
They're gonna have Spanish music and everything. Fuck them.
Matt Gates has a Hispanic son.
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. Don't he?
Does he have that kid that lives with him that's Hispanic? Don't he?
Yes, I believe so.
Wait,
Or-
that's his son for real though?
Not
I
his
think
thought
son,
he
but
I believe so. Yeah.
something like that.
Wait, I thought this was the fucking.
No, it's Matt Gates.
I thought
No,
this, yeah, I thought this was a Christian party. He has a kid out of wedlock. Oh my god!
No, it's not his kid.
No, it's
It's
adopted.
a weird situation.
It's an
Weird.
adopted sex slave.
Some people think so, by the way.
I was waiting for Rich to do that shit. I was like, you gonna do it or not, motherfucker? No, I'm sorry. No, but Matt Gaetz is a piece of shit. Marjorie Taylor Greene, piece of shit. Like all the way down the line. I know we're not trying to get political, but this January 6th commission is starting to piss me off. This is getting to me. It's like y'all said it was Antifa, but y'all don't want to investigate the January 6th incident. What's going on? I don't understand, but whatever.
Whatever.
I'll shut the fuck up now.
They're just preparing for our new president to be installed in September.
In August. Wait, in August and September. Fucking Rich.
Rich got no screen time tonight.
None. But okay, so back to Kanye. Like I said, this is
Fuck
just
him.
is
I agree.
they loved him, they hated him. Now they love him again.
They say fans are fickle, but come on, man. There has to be.
My thing is, go ahead. I'm sorry, Sosa.
There has to be standards. Go ahead, Izzo. I was saying.
No, I'm just saying, like anybody can be forgiven,
right?
But, like they didn't even make him take the steps to be forgiven.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like do
It's
stuff
like
in
all is well.
community. Like ride for us, like maybe go to the White House and be like, hey, this is stuff we need. I was acting the ass, but listen to me out now. Anything like that. It's just kind of like I got some shit to sell you. What are you gonna give us?
He's not gonna do it.
Of not monetary value.
If he came out and just admitted that he had a spell put on him, I would forgive him because I
What?
No,
I
man,
believe
you cannot.
that girl buried his drawers in the backyard. He couldn't leave the house for a week.
You know what?
He been wearing homeless clothes ever since.
Exactly.
I'm
Goddamn. I didn't say it on South Park. He's a goddamn succubus.
But he been fucked up before that dumb bitch. So
You know what? But here's
I
the
like
thing
Amber Rose, Kanye. I'm sorry, I did.
So this is the one thing with like the whole Kanye thing, right? Because we're talking about like forgiveness, and I know someone earlier mentioned R. Kelly, and it's an interesting parallel with that, right? No, not in the sense of like what they did, but in the sense of just like, oh well, you can say whatever you want, do whatever you want. I like his art, so because I like his art, I'm giving him a pass.
And I can't like with R. Kelly, I cannot.
I can't either because I think
He just
he's
don't sound the same no more.
He's a special case because his art was his life,
which is creepy.
okay, so let's take it back.
Shit.
AJ number the number. I was the Pied Piper.
Yep.
Like
Man,
too
hey,
much.
no,
shit.
he was dropping clues left and
The
right.
motherfucker was just trolling.
Let's take it back.
right?
So what about Bill Cosby? It's still an artist.
But see, that's kind of the point I'm making, right? It's like, where do you separate that line between you guys?
Is it because?
Artists,
Go ahead.
Is it? Yeah, I think I kind of see where you're going. Is like R. Kelly, in a sense, is different because.
Wait, is it because it was white bitches, racism? Oh,
I was gonna say, is it because their art forms are singular, and Bill Cosby, because he had the show, had other people on it? Like, is it that? Maybe?
Well, it's all of it, right? Because you're talking about someone who
He
creates,
did, but he wrote it mostly. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
but someone creates a product, and that person makes that product, pushes it out, but you have this person that is completely detached from that art, from that work. R. Kelly's kind of a different story because it's like if you're talking about like age ain't nothing but a number, but you marry a 14-year-old, it's like,
I mean, the lines are very blurred and just
correct. In that, I think he's kind of like the one case where like the artist and the person are kind of one and the same.
It's like he's not playing. R. Kelly and Robert Kelly are the same person.
Yes, there you go.
There's no alter ego. Okay, I get what
Yeah,
you're saying.
but like
Kind of like Black Ty and Tyrese.
Yeah. Say what now?
Kind of like never mind.
I said kind of like Black Ty and Tyrese.
Fucking damn it, Nick. Nick was gonna say Kevin Hart. Shut the fuck
Yeah,
up.
he
about
was.
Kevin Hart.
Fucking gonna do it.
He said chocolate dropper.
But yeah, I think that's where the
Hey,
difference
I
is.
caught myself.
Yeah,
Mhm.
No,
I think, but yeah, I think that's where the difference is that Kanye makes an album and you're listening to that album. You're not listening to this person who is saying these outlandish things on TMZ,
Yeah.
right?
Well,
So
and
listening
the
to the
funny
art
thing is,
form
we've been
is
talking
not.
about this for 2 years, maybe, because R. Kelly's been going through this about 2 years.
Well, this
Yes,
this
yeah.
is a conversation. R. Kelly's situation is going to be a conversation people are going to be having for the next 20 years.
I agree.
I mean, all three of them.
Because
Hands
at
down.
some point, some board member or somebody over the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, somebody over the Lifetime Achievement Award is going to say, "Hey, are we still mad at R. Kelly?"
Yes, I am.
And it's going to be brought to the board. Of
And I
course,
was
everybody.
one-
Fuck that. You touch. a
I was
kid,
one of
you
the
dead.
hugest fans of both of these people.
I
It bothers
think-
me so.
So it's going to be brought up. That's one of the things that's going to just kind of like what's the dude, the baseball player that bet on baseball,
Pete
Rose.
Rose,
Heroes.
Pete Rose. They're still talking about that shit.
he should be in the Hall of Fame.
But they're full
Exactly,
of
he
shit,
should.
though.
There's no
They're-
reason why he should.
Okay.
Be.
But that's totally different, Brian. The
It
only
is
reason I
different. It's
say it is
completely
because-
different. But I'm saying, being that he did something during his art, it's an argument that has to be had over and over and over again
11,
until it's resolved. Until
No,
it's
I
resolved.
get
Make a wish.
I get what you're saying, Brian, but like that's kind of muddy because what he did as a player, because the Hall of Fame
He had 4,256 hits, nigga.
Izzo, correct me if I'm wrong, and Nick, correct me if I'm wrong. As in the baseball, just baseball Hall of Fame, you can come in as a player, a coach, or a contributor.
Yes.
Yep.
As a coach, he's not getting nowhere.
No,
As a
because
contributor,
he
he's
coached
not
5-6 seasons for
Yeah.
the Reds.
Right. So
Right,
as
yeah.
a contributor, a coach, he's not going nowhere.
As a
But as a
player, like
player, there's no fucking
my
doubt.
God.
Well, you know what, too, though, with baseball, though, it's a shame because there's so much levels to character issues that are in the Hall of Fame. So, how do you make the distinction?
Exactly.
You got racists, you
Yeah.
got cheaters.
Ty Cobb. Think about Ty Cobb.
Think-
Exactly.
Wait. So I want to revisit the Ty Cobb thing offline because there's so many now. There's like a lot of conflicting reports
And that's
That
fair.
motherfucker
We can talk
was
about that later. But just the fact that
because I
they're still
think he's
in the air.
racist. But I'm trying to, like there's other people, but regardless. So the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, period. Your contributions as an artist, not as a producer. I mean, not as a manager, not as a whatever, as a producer, songwriter, artist, whatever. Like I guess that's bunched in together, right?
Correct. Yes.
Mhm.
So R. Kelly trolling because he said Pied Piper. Was he really trolling?
Yes.
You know, he was trolling, but he was still doing it.
R
Is
was
that-
putting out music. R was putting out music so he could at some point be like, "Hey, I've been telling y'all this shit for years. Don't act surprised because I'm gonna tell
Okay.
you."
So let's back it up. So Kanye, slavery was a choice,
That
but
has
now
nothing
I'm
to do
talking about all this other shit and making you dance and blah blah blah.
But that has nothing to do with his art, and I think
It
that's
doesn't
the
have
key.
nothing to do with his art.
I think that's the difference.
But a lot of his aura was I'm an activist because Beyonce should have won this shit instead of Taylor Swift ugly ass. That was part of his thing. Like,
Sos is not a fan of the flat booty.
Oh,
Maria Taylor,
Oh man, Maria! I knew he was gonna say her name.
she disappointed me. Sorry.
Yeah, I was
Anyway.
hurt too, and she's pretty, but
And it's very pretty.
Y'all are terrible.
And we're pretty late.
God,
But-
what the hell?
My
she ain't got
point
no
is
fullback in the backfield though.
nothing.
She not running out that I formation.
Listen, straight up and down like 6 o'clock.
God
Laugh.
damn.
Yeah, she running out of single back.
You could put $1 in a back pocket and it'll come out like it came out of ATM.
I'm just gonna leave this here.
Oh my god!
God damn it.
I don't want to say shit like that. I really don't, because it messes up my aura. But people make me say shit. I'm sorry.
No, I didn't make you say nothing.
God,
But
this is
it's
why we
just-
can't have nice things.
At all,
Kanye
brother.
said so many stupid things in the last 5 years.
5 years. Okay.
Yeah, I think that's being.
I think
That's being.
so Nick, let me say this.
Yeah.
I feel like with the Taylor Swift shit, he said stupid shit, but we didn't like whatever. We didn't oppose it because he's being funny. It's not against us, people of color.
Mm-hmm.
But when he started talking about people of color, he's been selfish a long time.
Well, no,
Yeah.
since he started.
Pretty much
Since
exactly.
he's always been selfish, but we just now realizing it because he's saying it against
Yeah,
his community.
It's not on. It's like he's turning the flashlight on you, and it's like, well, I don't like this no more.
Right.
But to your point, so I think it still brings the question: does Kanye West's contributions to music still make him a valid person to put in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? And I would say it does.
Yes.
I can't argue that. What I'm saying is, and like Brian said, at some point, whoever puts people in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is going to produce them.
Mm-hmm.
I get it, 100% get it. That doesn't mean we have to support him.
I agree.
That's all I'm saying.
I wonder who's
And
going to
these
be brave enough to have
motherfuckers
that conversation
money.
though about R. Kelly 20 years down the line. Who's going to be like, well, should we put him in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
This is going to be somebody that is gambling on our habits and hoping that we forget and forgive and
Mm-hmm.
our
Well,
kind nature.
Let's just say he might still be in jail when they decide, should we put this motherfucker in the Hall of Fame?
The
Oh,
only
no.
way, he has to, it would have
Posthumously,
to
it has to be.
has to be. There
He's either
that-
going to be dead or he's going to be really, really old and fragile, and we're going to feel sorry for him.
I won't.
That means
No, I
that
still.
That ain't word got to be dead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I'm with Nick 100%. There's
yeah,
no
I
way
know.
they'll do it while he's alive. Not one single way.
not with the fuck.
Not the way
I-
cancel culture is as is right now too. They ain't touching this.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine in 5 years if they'd be like Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is contemplating whether to put R. Kelly in whatever, and they start posting that interview he did with the one lady. What's her name?
Yeah, okay.
Gail
Huh?
King.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man,
Oh, he
yeah.
was like, "Y'all trying to kill me."
Yeah, that motherfucker. Like when they're gonna
Robert.
post that shit.
Robert.
nonstop. This motherfucker.
My life. Y'all fucking with my life.
Robert.
Hey, right. Robert, you're guilty. So,
Yeah. But it is
And
it's going to be a conversation. I promise you, in our lifetime, that is going to be a conversation.
I believe you.
It
I
is.
honestly believe you.
but
Because I mean, if it's gonna be like, well, if we gotta if we're not gonna let him in the Hall of Fame, all the other people that we put in there that did horrible shit has to go. And I'm be like, Elvis, take him out. Take him out.
hey, shit. He 13-year-old cousin, whatever the fuck. No, was that Edgar Allan Poe? I think that was Edgar Allan Poe.
Take him out of here. Edgar Allan Poe did fuck his cousin, but he's not in the Rock and
He
Roll Hall of
married.
Fame.
He married.
Yeah.
Well, he married
Yeah.
and fucked her. Yeah, I guess you did.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
And on that note,
Yeah. Anybody got any shotgun topics? Anything they want to talk about? Anything that's been bothering them? Anything they want to get off their chest?
I watched Terminator, the original one, the other day. Me and Chicky, and 2029 is when that war was happening.
No, it's
Nigga,
funny.
you asked him the question. He gave
We
you
have to listen because Back to
Yeah.
the Future, like we missed Back to the Future because
Yeah.
that was supposed to be whatever.
2015.
2015.
Yep.
We like there was movies in the 80s and 90s that we missed, and we were like, shit.
That's like
right.
that's like 7-8 years from now. I mean,
Right.
and it's funny because like those types of conversations are now being had as to like what we have gotten right and what have we gotten wrong.
Judgment Day
Mhm.
is not
These
happening.
motherfuckers-
Judgment Day is not happening.
You don't think-
we've
don't
come
think
far?
Judgment Day
We've come far in robotics, but the only
Not-
thing that we've done with those robotics is figure out how to fuck it.
Brian. Where's my camera?
There is no way.
Jesus Christ.
I'm dead. I mean, think about.
You're not supposed to say that, motherfucker.
There's nothing that we've done with robotics
Wait.
that shows me that we're in any danger.
No.
Those dogs that can't climb stairs and can open doors, not really worried
But
about
there's
that.
other things. So I think Rich might have posted this within the last, I don't know, however long I've known him. Something about they're experimenting with dinosaur DNA. And
Why?
the meme was there was literally 3 movies that said this is not a good idea.
Right. I mean, but
We're on the verge of something terrible.
I think it's like it's one of those things where like human beings were doing this in the interest of science, but also it's like, can we make money off of this? Or to Brian's point, can we fuck it?
Yep.
So, and I mean, unfortunately, I mean,
You're gonna make
it's-
and what you said equals prostitute robots.
Hey man, come on. If they start, then they're gonna open up Backpage and it's gonna be legal because nobody's getting traffic.
You know what? It's so it is actually funny about that concept because like what it means to be human and have a conscience, and that might become an actual discussion.
Oh, shit.
Not anytime soon, but if you think about like because people always talk about AI taking over the world or whatever,
Yeah,
like we can barely like a Tesla autopilot still requires a human to be in the driver's seat. Like we're not anywhere close
Can we
to
stop talking about Elon?
to like worry about any of this stuff, right?
Yeah,
But again, to all of this stuff, it's like we're talking about like AI and whatever, but it's like the reality of it is like we are so far away. I'd say we're about a good 20 years off before we have something that can respond to you in a way that can actually engage as a person.
Yes, but
we can't
we
keep
were
a cell
20
phone
years
charged for
from-
2 days.
There you go.
Huh?
Say that again.
I said we can't keep a cell phone charged for 2 days.
Oh, you're right. But
And you think we're gonna make something with a battery that can walk?
Wow.
But to Rich's point, the flip side of that is we're 25 years past the time where they cloned a sheep or a pig or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So something.
Well, unless we talking about sheeps killing people in Judgment Day,
No man,
you're
God,
not gonna have robots doing it unless Roombas
No,
learn how
man.
to carry a knife.
we're gonna have.
Well,
Wow.
hold on. Have any of y'all seen Love, Death, and Robots on Netflix?
Yes.
That's
No.
like the first. I think that one story is like the first.
Oh shit! Yeah.
one.
Haven't seen it.
So hey, don't say it, Brian.
The Roomba was trying to kill the lady. You got to watch Love.
The
Death,
Roomba.
Yeah. That shit was
Yeah.
cool.
Basically, it was the Roomba trying to kill.
Yeah.
Someone.
She tried to turn it off. That motherfucker said nope.
I don't know nothing about this.
Oh, man.
It's
Oh,
great. No,
I'm
actually,
not-
that's great.
I'm not worried about Judgment Day at all. And
Not-
if we do build a robot, it's going to overheat and then explode.
Yeah, we are so
Samsung's gonna make
far away from
Yeah.
any sort of like that kind of advancement. We are so far away from that. Like that's not even a worry. You know.
I think probably the biggest worry is the rich people going to leave us on Earth by ourselves.
I think that, to be honest, you're probably right. Like,
Probably. Prioritizing our worries,
Mhm.
I think that's probably the
And
Let them
that's not
stay up
even-
there. When something break out up there, we can't let them come back.
And that's not
No.
even like foolproof because they're going to take like 8 rockets and 3 of them going to explode when they leave
That's
the solar
fine.
system. So
Hey, you motherfuckers go up there in the Challenger. Have a good one.
Whoa.
Hey, they might change their mind.
so
They
you're
did.
canceled. You're canceled.
Did you just say the chat? What the fuck?
Oh shit!
Listen,
Bobby
man.
Bowden got pancreatic cancer.
God
Who?
damn it.
Bobby Bowden.
Oh shit!
I did see
I just
that.
saw that at the bottom
You
of the
got
screen.
pancreatic cancer?
Yeah, I've had a
Isn't
great
he
aunt
like
that passed away
103?
from that. Unfortunately, what's that?
Yeah.
Isn't he like 103?
Oh God, Sosa.
He's 91, by the way.
He's lived his life. Bye.
We're just gonna leave this here for the rest of the night.
For real.
Damn it, so
So just go keep the gift that keeps
Oh,
on giving.
my
Okay,
only
man.
shotgun topic is that Texas and Oklahoma trying to join the SEC.
Hey,
Wow.
that's kind
For
of
the money.
but why would they leave the Big 12 though?
Ain't shit there.
Because
Okay.
nobody watches Big 12 games.
Nobody here watches Big 12
Oh
games.
well, yeah, nobody.
Big 12 not as popular as the SEC.
But everybody knows that the
No.
Southeast has
Wait.
the best fans and the best fan base. I would want to be part of the SEC too.
And the food's actually better, probably. So we can add Texas in there for the barbecue.
Nikki heard
That's
that.
good.
there's legit only going to be like 5 conferences. Like everybody's.
Dude,
That's why they got to expand the playoff and let the smaller schools have a chance to get in.
that's, I mean, that makes sense because in the
Dabo Sweeney.
80s and
Dabo gonna
90s,
hate that.
in the 80s and 90s, there was hella conferences.
All lies.
I miss those days where shit. Remember, Miami used to be in the Big East.
Yeah, the Big East.
It was them and Virginia Tech. That's about it. Running it.
Hey, wait. We did finish up the T-Pain topic, right? I'm sorry.
Yeah,
We did? Okay. All right.
I ain't got nothing else.
I
Why'd you
feel
look
like,
in your glass
I feel
before you
like
took
he
a sip?
only said what he said because Usher said something about he messed up music.
Yeah.
Usher bothers me.
But
a lot.
Usher got unlimited herpes, so does it matter?
No. Usher bothers me because he keep trying
Did
to
you
make
say
new nigga.
unlimited?
Yeah. Isn't herpes technically unlimited?
Shit.
I mean, so is AIDS, but Magic got it.
Nah, at least AIDS. They got it. So I've seen, speaking of which, when I was watching Hulu, I don't know why Hulu gave me these commercials. I was like, y'all trying to tell me
Brian's
something?
face.
It was a lot of those commercials. I'm like, do I have AIDS?
Wait,
I
what?
didn't know.
It do bother you. It do bother you. Like you watching the stand up, then all of a sudden,
Wait.
AIDS is preventable.
It was all type of stuff like that.
Wait, Izzo, you talking about on like Hulu?
Yeah. I'm like,
You gotta stop, man.
But,
Hulu gotta stop with that shit.
they were saying whatever drug it was, it's like you can have sex with somebody and not pass it on. I was like, man, we've gotten this far.
I mean,
Like, remember, it was a
That is
death
so
sentence before, but they
Right.
came a long way with that
They were
drug.
like, I think they said in the commercials that if it begins to be untraceable, you ain't got to tell nobody you got it no more.
no.
Yes, the fuck you do.
That's pretty much what it's saying. It says you don't pass it on. I'm like,
Listen,
I think
Magic
we trying to say I got AIDS.
Usher's still burning. Yeah.
Let it burn.
Well, this shit going downhill. Hey, everybody.
I think it's my fault, but I'll fuck it.
Yeah, it's your fault.
Always.
Just
All right,
so you know,
so-
it's illegal to knowingly give an STD to somebody.
Thank you, counselor.
Okay.
Mhm.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, so y'all can't be having revenge sex with your ex to get them back. So thanks, guys. And give them something. Thanks.
Wait, what?
Kevin Hart still sucks.
Yeah,
Oh
he
my
does.
There you go. I know Nick feel better now.
Get it out. Get that hate
It's
out.
like getting gas. It's like gas. He got it out.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for allowing us to keep you company. We'll be back next Thursday with some more topics. Anything we didn't talk about tonight, we'll bring up next week. We didn't talk about Giannis and the next marquee.
Giannis.
Giannis.
Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Say
You
his
probably
last
said
name.
it better than I would have said it. Let me keep it.
Yeah,
Giannis
that's-
Antetokounmpo.
No, man. Onomatopoeia.
I thought he was about to say it right. You motherfucker.
To knock the line.
Mm. All right, y'all. Y'all be good, everybody. Thank you so much for allowing us to keep you company. We'll see y'all next week. Peace. I'm hitting our end broadcast button.